So I'm like, hey, man, put that lighter down. Put that lighter down, man. I promise to God, if you try to set me on fire, man, I'm going to destroy you and your whole family, man. Hey, guards. So they got me in the shift office. There's 5 COs and they ice grilling me. So I'm like, all right, y'all, look, I'm going to tell y'all this one time and one time only. If any of y'all put your hands on me, I promise to God, I will find out where y'all live at. I will find out who y'all wives, girlfriends, y'all mama, y'all daddy. I'm going to find out where y'all kids go to school at. And that's what it's going to be. If y'all touch me, I'm telling y'all, if y'all touch me, I promise to God, it ain't going to be worth this $16 an hour job that y'all got. I promise you. So when I said that, the 5 COs that brought me in here, they got kind of apprehensive. They was like, oh, okay. They ain't say it out their mouth, but you could tell by their body language, like they was like, oh, shoot. So they standing there. So the captain walk in and he like, y'all get out. So they leave out, right? He like, man, Donta, what am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? I said, man, listen. He was like, no, you listen, man. This ain't your prison. You don't run here, man. And it's like damn, like what is it? What can we do for you? What can we do for you, man? Because it's like you just don't learn. We can't send you nowhere. The next step is to kill you. Well, we can't do that, but it's like, what do you want? What do you want from us? I said, look, man, I just want to be left alone. Your guards keep on buttoning my business, he like, Donta, this is a prison, man. This ain't the streets. You can't just do what you want to do. You just can't leave out your cell and go to the kitchen and start cooking shit, man. It don't work that way, man. This is prison, man. I said, hey, man, pipe the fuck down, man. He said, you know what? I got you, Donta. I said, what, man? He said, I got you. You know that dude, Bernie? I said, yeah, what about him? It was like, that's going to be your new cellmate. You going to the hole for 6 months. I said, all right, man, fuck it. I ain't tripping. He was like, yeah, all right. Now, for those that don't know who Bernie is, that's not his real name. I don't even know his real name at all. But this was the guy that burnt up his dad and his wife for doing the unthinkable. But when he got to prison, it didn't stop there. You see, he was burning up his cellies. He had catch his cellmates on fire. I don't know how he was doing, but they said that he done did this 5 times, and the last guy didn't pass away, but he survived. He got a lot of burn marks all over his body. So as punishment, I guess they want me to get in the cell with him. Like that supposed to mean something to me, right? So I'm like, I ain't tripping. So I get up, I walk out. The guards escort me to the hole. So we get on the elevator, and one of the guards was like, yeah, I hope you fry. I hope he burn you to a crisp, motherfucker. I said, all right. I said, yeah. And if it happened, I'm going to get your wife and your kids too. And he was like, man, don't say nothing about my wife and kids. I said, well, motherfucker, watch your mouth when it's regarding something about me. Right? So we get off the elevator, right? And we walking down the corridor, and we get in front of the cell. Now, these cells is bar cells. It ain't no glass door, ain't no privacy, ain't no nothing. They just bars, right? So when I got in there, he was sitting on the bottom back. I mean, I said the bottom back, the bottom rack, the bottom bed. It's a bunk bed or whatever. He's sitting there, right? So when I get in there, I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's up, man? He was like, what's up? I said, you good? You straight? It was like, is you good? Is you straight? So the guard was like, y'all have fun, and he walked off. Right, so I'm just staring at him, and I guess he's reading a pamphlet, the prison pamphlet or something, I don't know. So I said, hey man, check this out, man. We gonna be in here for a while, and either we gonna be in here for today, and one of us gonna get out of here, or one of us gonna die. But I'm just gonna let you know right now, if you try to do anything to me in this cell, I promise you, I'm going to cut your head off right in this cell. He was like, hey, man, listen, don't come in here on that bullshit, man. I'm going through enough right now. So I'm like, all right. So I put my stuff on the top rack. Now, for a split second, I thought about telling him getting his shit and getting at the top. But I said, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill. And it ain't because I was afraid of him or nothing. It's because I already been in too much shit, right? And here's the thing. A man is most vulnerable. It's three times that a man is most vulnerable in prison. The first one is when he sleep. Because when you sleep, you unaware of what's going on around you. And this man can do anything like set you on fire while you sleep. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you on that toilet, when you doing the deuce in the toilet, right? This is why, I guess I can give y'all a little education. If you find yourself in prison, right, and you sitting on that toilet, you better have your foot out of that jumpsuit, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And you better have that banger right next to you. Because just imagine you sitting up there on the toilet and you got your pants down and a dude run in there on you and you get up and you are falling, and you know what I'm saying? So you need to be able to get up and get active right then and there. The third most dangerous place in prison is the prison shower. Why? Because you are naked, and that means you are vulnerable. For the first 2 years when I got to prison, I showered with my boxers on. I just couldn't do it. I'll just keep it real with y'all. I showered with my boxers on. After that, I was just free balling. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I get up there, right? And I'm like, hey man, is it true? Like, you really burned up a lot of your cellies? He was like, man, they had it coming. I said, like, what was happening? What was going on? He was like, they kept talking too much. They kept getting my motherfucking business. So the way he said it, I felt like he was, directing that towards me. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill, right? So about 2 hours ago passed or whatever, and I was like, hey man, what they back here serving? They still serving them food loaves? He was like, no, they giving us regular trays. Shoot, because I threatened them. Like, for the last 3 months, they been giving us regular trays because I'd let them know, like, hey, if y'all keep giving us this bullshit back here, I'm going to set one of you motherfuckers on fires. And yes, Donta, I have killed a lot of people in here. I said, oh, okay, I bet. So I said, look, man, I ain't trying to be all in your business, but, man, what happened? Like, did you really kill your dad and your wife? He was like, you know what? F it. I mean, I'm already sentenced. I ain't never getting out of here anyway. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. So I'm like, what's up? What's happening? He was like, I'll tell you, but you got to give me what's on your tray today. We getting burgers and fries. I said, man, all right, man, say less. I said, I'll give you the fries, but I ain't giving you the burger. He was like, all right, bet. He said, I'll tell you when we get the food. Right. So I'm like, all right. So about 40 minutes go by and the dep come through with the trays, right? I get my tray, he get his tray. I let him get the fries off my tray or whatever. And I'm sitting down at the desk. I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, so what's up? What happened? He was like, so I already got locked up for selling dope. And I ain't like these other dudes in here that we talking about. They the bird, man. They the brick, man. They got all these bricks on the street, got all these cars and all that. He was like, no, I really was living like that, like for real, for real. I said, okay. He was like, so, I mean, you know how the game goes. They end up giving me a dub, gave me 20 years, whatever. But my minimum was 8 years, so I could get out in 8. I said, okay, you eligible for parole. For those that don't know, if you get sentenced to 20 years, they can say your minimum is 8 years that you have to serve before you eligible for parole, right? So you don't have to do the whole 20. You can do 8 years, God willing. So he ended up, so he said, he did his thing. When he got on his 8th year, they granted him parole. But once you get parole, you just don't leave. The next day you just don't leave. They gotta find out where you're gonna be living at, where you're gonna parole at, or they gotta set this whole thing up. So he said, like, all throughout his bid though, he had a wife. And, she was a wife that really, really, really depended on him on everything. She was like a trophy wife or whatever. And he said, like, he had like $2 million just put up. $2 million just put up. And he told her, the bills came up to about $15,000 a month. So he said, look, just take care of the bills, put it on autopilot and all this and that. But the girl was really, she was a bird brain, really. She was real cute, but dumb, if that make any sense. So, of course, she burns through the money, right? So I guess when they got down to their last million or whatever, he asked his dad to step in. Now, his dad wasn't in the game at all. His dad worked at a shop. And, he was just a regular Joe Blow or whatever. So he asked his dad, like, look, when I get out of here, because I'm going to get out, I need for you to, manage my money until I get out, because my wife, she can't do it, man. She a bird brain, man. So the dad, like, all right, I'm going to step up. So the dad ended up going over there, and he ended up moving in because the drive was 2 hours away from his house to his son's house, his son and his wife's house. So he ended up moving in. Long story short, the dad started smashing his son's wife. So dude didn't really know. He kind of had this dude Bernie I'm in the cell with. He had suspicions that this was going on, but he really couldn't verify it, till one day he ended up getting in contact with a private investigator to investigate and follow his wife and his dad. And the investigator let him know, like, yeah, they doing it, like, for real, like they in a whole relationship. So he said when he called his wife or whatever, she was like, no, that's a lie. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing that. How could you say that? That's your dad and all this and that. And he's like, man, I ain't trying to hear that, man. I ain't trying to hear that. So he talked to his dad or whatever. He like, man, son, I want to do that to you, man. I don't know who told you that, but you tripping, man. You tripping. So he was like, all right, man, I'm going to leave it alone because I ain't trying to mess my time up in here, whatever. So he said right after that, this is when he got the parole, right? So he called his wife and tell her, like, hey, I'm coming home and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Guess what they decide to do, y'all? The wife and his dad decide to call the parole board or call whatever administration and tell them not to let him out because he said that he's going to kill us, right? So, yeah, that's some ice cold, right? Some ice cold shit. Before we go any further, we got to do the question of the day, okay, y'all? The question of the day is this: what is your favorite season? I'm talking about seasons like fall, winter, spring, summer. Let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna go with the fall. I like the fall season. So y'all put it in the comment section. This is the question of the day. What is your favorite season? Let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't hit the like button, make sure you smash that like button, okay? And also, I got my Patreon pinned at the top of the comment section. Be sure to click that link so y'all can go to my Patreon. All my prison stories that I can't tell on this channel is over there. My short horror films is over there. The Lamarck Moore saga is over there. Actually, speaking about Lamarck Moore, he's telling prison stories, so I'm going to have his link pinned at the top of the comment section too. Y'all go check him out. And with that, y'all, let's get back to the story. And remember, y'all, hit the like button and let me know what your favorite season is. Well, let's go. So he said, he got the parole or whatever, but they come telling him like, hey, administration come get him like a week later, like, hey, so we got reports that you was threatening to kill your wife and your dad or whatever? He was like, what? It was like, yeah, we got reports, they called in and said that this was what you was doing. You was threatening them that you was going to do this and do that to them. He was like, no, why would I do that? And he was like, you know what? This all stemming from, look, man, I don't know what they got going on, but they messing around, man. My wife basically left me for my dad, man. And I ain't even tripping off that. I just want to get out and be a productive citizen, man. I'm not tripping on that. I moved on. I'm not tripping on. I don't know why would they say that. They just saying that because they scared of what I might do, but I'm not gonna do nothing, man. I don't want to be here no more. I just want to get out, change my life around. Matter of fact, my life is changed. I'm not even thinking about them. But y'all, yes, he was. Yes, he was. So they like, all right, well, we're going to have to find you a transitional housing and this and that. And he like, man, I don't even care, man. Y'all can put me in a halfway house. I ain't tripping. Because at first, y'all, he was going to go home, right? They was going to let him parole at his house, but he had to go to a halfway house. So they eventually end up letting him out. Y'all, he didn't waste no time. He did not waste no time at all. As soon as he got out and he got to that halfway house, it wasn't more than 1 week where he set his plan in motion. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all exactly what he got, but I'm going to take y'all to where he went to go do, right? Because I don't want nobody getting no ideas. So he ended up getting this material or whatever, these materials. And he ended up going to his house. Now, this is his house, so he know how to get in and get out, right? So when he get there to his house, his dad, now the dad and the wife, they don't know that he paroled, right? They figure like he ain't never getting out since we called and said that he was going to try to hurt us or whatever. So they just living their life, right? They ain't even stunting him. So he get in the house, right? And he got that thing, that thing, that pow thing. So they sitting on the couch and he up it. He was like, yeah. Y'all thought I wasn't going to get out, huh? So his dad trying to get her like, hold on, son, hold on. It ain't like he pistol whipped the daddy. Bam, right? Man, sit your ass down. Right? He like, son, don't do this. So the wife's like, please. Your dad, he made me do it. He's like, man, shut the fuck up, man. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that at all. Right? So he ended up taking out some handcuffs and he tossed it to him. He was like, man, handcuff yourself right now. Right? So the dad like, man, come on, son. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do this, bruh. But he was like, man, don't call me your motherfucking bruh. And dad, you know what, man? Fuck you, man. How could you do this to me, man? How could you do this to me? Me, your own son, man. How the fuck you gonna do this to me? He was like, son, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He was like, man, put the handcuffs on, man. Shut the fuck up, man. So the dad put the handcuffs on himself and his wife put the handcuffs on her, right? So now he's sitting there. He like, man, y'all did me wrong, man. Y'all did me wrong. Y'all actually called up there to get me more time so y'all can be together. You motherfuckers is, you know what? I got y'all. He said, let's go. We're going to the basement, right? So the dad like, come on, son, don't do this. And the wife just sobbing, son, don't do this, man. Please, I promise to God, man, I'm so sorry. He like, yeah, it's a little bit too late for that. Y'all might well start praying. So he walking them down the stairs, right? So when they get downstairs, he pistol whipped the dad with the butt of the gun. Boom! Right? Bust him upside his head. The dad fall to the ground, knocked him unconscious, right? And his wife, well, ex-wife, whatever you want to call it, she started screaming, oh, please, no, please. Right? He was like, why? Why did you do it? Man, I was lonely. And he just came on to me and I didn't know what to do. I was so afraid. So he was like, so you basically said he raped you? She was like, yeah, maybe, I guess so. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sorry. So he was like, you know what? I forgive you. Yeah, I forgive you. So then he pulled out this lighter fluid and he sprayed it on them, right? On both of them. She screaming like, what is this? What is this? Right? The dad still knocked out unconscious, right? He was like, you know what? I loved you and I loved him too. And this pain that y'all, caused for me in my heart, that's burning inside of my heart, y'all gotta burn too. Then he flicked a match and it set both of them on fire. Now, when he set them on fire, the fire accelerated really, really fast, right? So fast that he didn't realize that he was still holding the damn lighter fluid in his hand. And before he knew it, boom! The fire went up on him because he had, the lighter fluid on his clothes or whatever, and it started burning him up too. So he's running around. Now, he's not in golf like his dad and his wife. He's not in golf, but it's on him, right? So he's trying to hit his arm, hit his face, but the liquid is getting on him. So this is why he got burn marks on his face and his arm and stuff like that, right? So he run outside, right? And he, do the stop, drop, and roll. Now, this house, I don't know, was it cheaply made? I don't know if the drywall was up to code or whatever, but this house started burning up fast, right? So while he outside rolling around in the grass, you got people coming outside, because it's like a middle-class white area. So, the white folks coming outside, being nosy. People done called they done called the fire department, the police department, all that, right? So he out there, right? When the police pull up, it didn't take long at all for the firefighters, they got together, they asked him questions, and he just said, fuck it, F it, man, take me to the hospital. Yeah, I did it. He admitted to it. He admitted to it all. So now he is in here with me, or I should say I'm in here with him. So he was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then for these busters up in here that thought they was trying to be funny, calling me Rice Krispie and shit like that, well, I burnt their ass up too. I said, say less.